Are you looking to purchase a home and also need to sell your existing home at the same time, but you feel stuck because it sounds extremely overwhelming or you don't want to risk being homeless for any period of time? If that's you, then stick around because that's exactly what I'm going to cover today. My name's Evette Acevedo. I'm a real estate agent with Honest Real Estate in Philadelphia, and I also serve Bucks and Montgomery counties. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, you have a couple different options. You can sell your house and then rent. That way you can take your time to find another property. You don't feel rushed. You'll have the cash ready to buy when a property becomes available. But if you go that route, you're going to have to think about coming up with last month's rent and security deposit, all while paying your mortgage and possibly rent at the same time before your house sells. Or you can sell your house and rent it back from the new owners. You can even stay with family or friends temporarily. Now, in theory, renting your house back or staying with people you know sounds like a good idea, might work, and it does for some people. But what if you can't find a property soon enough? You can always ask for an extension, but what if they say no? What if you're no longer welcome? Then you have to move again and make that move again while looking for another property. So it's probably not the most ideal situation to sell and then go rent your house back or stay with family, unless you're already in escrow on a property that you want to buy. The most ideal position to be in is to be able to buy that next property without selling your current property. But the caveat is that most people can't do that because you have to be able to qualify for both mortgage payments at the same time. You have to be able to still afford the home you live in now while qualifying for the home you're buying. You also need to have the down payment to purchase the new home. Because you're most likely getting most, if not all, of your down payment from the equity in your current home, that's going to make it very difficult to go through the process of buying first. That's why it's extremely important to get pre-approved early in the process. And you might be thinking, well, why do I need to get pre-approved? I already own a house. I bought a house. I own a house. Of course, I'm able to purchase something else. But you know what? Maybe not. Things change, and what you thought you could afford might not be the case. As a buyer in this market, even though you are a seller, it's so important that you know what your budget is early in the process. Have your agent provide you with an estimated closing cost statement so you have a better idea of how much you're going to walk away with. And have a conversation with the lender. Go through the pre-approval process, get all your documents together. Make sure you know your budget and price point before you start looking for a house. Now, if you found a house that you want to put an offer in but need to sell the current house, the listing agent on the house you want to buy is not going to take you serious unless your house is on the market. When you need to sell your home to buy another, you'll have a contingency upon selling your home on the offer that you present to the listing agent for the house that you want. The best way to approach this is to have your home on the market in escrow, meaning that you already have a buyer working with you to buy your house. You'll need to be able to show that you have things in motion to successfully buy the new house and show where the money's coming from. Most buyers in this market are willing to hang in there while you go out and find a replacement home. This is going to help you lower the risk of being in a state of limbo in between properties. Now, prior to the market that we're in now, it's been kind of frowned upon to be a seller contingent upon finding a replacement because many buyers don't want to deal going into escrow on a property and then you as a seller not be able to find a replacement home and then making them fall out of escrow at no fault of their own. And there's many buyers out there in this market that still feel the same way. But because there's low supply of homes at the moment, buyers are willing to do things they haven't really been willing to do before. And one of those things is to work with a seller who needs to find a replacement home. So as a seller who is also a buyer, the best spot for you to be in is to have your property on the market, contingent upon finding that replacement home, and have a buyer in escrow ready to go and actually doing their inspections and doing what they need to do to close on your home. So when you do find the replacement home, you can just make the offer on that home and you'll be able to provide proof to the listing agent that your home is in escrow. You can show where the down payment's coming from. Now, in this environment, it's going to be tough for many sellers out there to consider your offer unless you're presenting the strongest offer. You have to be ready to bring your best foot forward, and that means making the strongest offer in any which way you can, and probably even be a little more aggressive in some areas, because you have this other property that you need to sell. Your offer is contingent upon selling it. What you don't want to do is you don't want to not have your property on the market. You don't want to go out shopping for the property, find the home, and then work backwards with having to go back and list it. I know there's a lot of moving parts and it could get a little confusing, a little bit overwhelming, but have this conversation up front with someone who's gone through it themselves or has helped others get through the process. You're going to want guidance on how to navigate the environment that we're in right now because things are moving very quickly. You need to be able to put your best foot forward when making an offer. And part of that is going to have to be putting your house on the market prior to actually going out there and searching for a property. With the right guidance and support, it's not as crazy as it seems. I should know because I've been through it myself twice. I sold my house here in Philly and moved to Florida, but I decided to rent for a year to familiarize myself with the area before buying. Then 9 years later, I moved back to Philly. It's a long story, but what I would really like to do is be in a position where I can go back and forth, regularly and have a home in both states. Anyway, I've helped guide others through the same exact thing as well. Well, I hope you found value in this video. If you have, don't forget to ring that bell, like, and subscribe, not only to help motivate me to continue making content, but also so you don't miss any future episodes. I appreciate you taking time to watch. I appreciate the support. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.